here's a little confession to make, guys. I was trying to save a bunch of memory on my phone the other day, and I ended up deleting a little bit of footage, and the footage that I ended up deleting was a bunch of old footage, like a bunch of episodes that are like uploaded on a external hard drive, which take up a lot of memory. So another thing that got deleted was today's episode. So I still have the audio from this episode, and I will be releasing it. I didn't want to re-record it because I don't really like to re-record things, to be honest with you guys. I like it better when I can just say it off the top of my head as opposed to trying to remember how I thought about something or how I said it. So yeah, if you watch this on YouTube or Rumble or anything like that, there is no video. Sorry about that. Love you guys. Let's get to today's episode.
Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, January 4th. We are 4 days into this new year now. We are rocking and rolling. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. If you're brand new to the show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development and how to get your life moving in the right direction if you're not feeling good about where you are right now. At least getting one step closer, 1% closer to the person you'd like to be, the life you'd like to lead, and all that good stuff. So that is the Risen Fallen podcast if you're brand new to it. And if you're not new to it, if you're a returning listener, returning viewer, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to the podcast version of this or however you consume this show, thank you very much for coming back, supporting the cause, supporting the journey, and supporting the idea of making yourself 1% better every single day. And along the way, lifting other people up as well. So we got through the holiday season, we got through it, and we got through the new year celebration, and now we are rocking and rolling. It is January in 2024, and I know that a lot of people are probably feeling the exact same way during the new year or during the first couple weeks of the new year that, I think many of us feel where we set plans for ourselves. We talked last episode about setting up a contingency plan, leaving clues to yourself for what it might look like if you start slipping off track or, you start slipping off the road to success and what success means for you and how you've defined that in your life, because I'm sure that you have sat down with a journal and defined what that means for you in your life. Hold up. I'm just going to fix that camera a little bit, but what success means for you in your life, and I'm sure that you've written that down and mapped out where you are right now and where you'd like to be and all that good stuff. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today is another one of those things that could pull you off track, that could pull you away from your goals or the journey towards your goals and achieving those things and achieving what it is you're actually setting out to achieve this year during this year. And so last week we talked about maybe some internal clues for yourself when when the dishes start piling up in the sink and the laundry starts building up and you start putting on a little bit of extra weight, or you start to slip and you start to see a negative trajectory in your life, so that you can kind of correct those things and get back on course. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about today is the distractions that life is going to throw your way this year, the distractions that you're going to have when pursuing your goals. So I know for myself this year, I am definitely pursuing goals in my financial life, in my relationship with Teddy, with my business, with jiu-jitsu, with the podcast. I've got many lofty goals, and I know that a lot of you probably do as well, or at least one goal that you'd like to achieve. If you haven't figured that out yet, then I recommend you hit the books, hit the journal, and start reviewing your thoughts and start reviewing what you could want in life. Try and find that purpose. But I think that one of the main things to focus on this year for all of us, especially over the last last few years, there's been a lot of distractions. And I think that distractions come in many forms. There's the negativity that people might spill your way, some coworkers, family members, friends, etc., people on social media. There's going to be tons of things that they're going to be sharing with you. Doesn't this thing make you angry? Did you see this happen on the other side of the world? Don't you feel emotionally connected to it? There's going to be things being shared in media and social media and circles of your friends, friend groups, coworkers, etc. That, it can be about events worldwide. It could be about, what somebody said to somebody else and somebody misinterpreted that. And now there's this beef at work, or, just finding little things in life to bicker about and to get upset about. And I think that this year, in the year of 2024, I know for myself, one of the things I want to do is be a lot more patient with those around me and be a lot more compassionate and loving. However, we need to also be able to protect ourselves from, the negativity in the world and the distractions that negativity can bring. The way that we kind of linger on conversations that we've had with people in our lives, and we think, oh, what if I just said this? Or what if I had done this? Or, why would that person say this thing? And we think about, some of the things that might pop up in the media and social media, give us some false purpose of something to argue about and fight for, and try and be on the right side of history about. And I think that a lot of the times we get so lost in the big picture of life. I think that a lot of us, we see this negativity and we kind of feel aimless, or we feel like we're not really fighting for anything, and we wish for something to fight for. And so the media, I think, exploits that, and it gives a lot of people that don't have a purpose in life something to fight for, and it gives them a false sense of purpose. And I think that this can be one of the biggest distractions for us in regards to finding our purpose. And, you've seen this a lot in the last few years, how people become political pundits. They want to share their thoughts and their opinions on problems in the world. And believe you me, like I feel the need to express my thoughts and my opinions on certain things as well. And I'm not trying to demean that at all. But what I'm saying is that becomes a part of their identity. That becomes their purpose of, like, quote unquote, spreading truth, or, conspiracies. And trust me, like, I believe in, there is a lot of conspiracy going on right now in the world, but I don't think it's effective for all of us to make that our purpose. There's people out there that are working on that, and there's, at the end of the day, there's going to be corruption. If you read the Bible, if you read any history, there's been corruption since there's been men on this earth. And I think that if you were to consistently focus on all the corruption in the world, you'd never get around to actually fixing your own life. And so I want to encourage you to not let the world's problems become your purpose, because that is the biggest distraction from our actual goals, and distracting us from not actually finding our own purpose and our own light that we can share in this world. So it really gets to me sometimes seeing, like, people on social media that make current events their main identity and their main purpose of, like, having to have the right opinion all the fucking time. And it's like, it's almost like building an identity off of somebody else's identity, because, like, consistently what they're doing is just consuming information that's already out there, and consuming things that are already out there, and then just kind of adding their own flavor to it and redistributing it. Like, it's not actually contributing to the world. It's not actually giving them a purpose. They're just kind of being able to, eat the fruits of somebody else's labor. And, I think that it's no wonder why a lot of people feel aimless, empty, and void of purpose when that's how they live. And so the other side of it is, not just the media and social media and everything like that, but the other side of it is the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. They're going to have their own issues. They're going to have their own problems. Everybody's life is as complex as yours or mine or anything like that. And I think that a lot of the time we forget about the nuances of the complexities of everybody's life. We think, I'm going through all this shit, and then we look at other people and we think, oh, they've got it all together, or at least they have the appearance that they have it all together. and we think about, how isolated and alone we feel because we know we're struggling when everyone else is not, maybe struggling on the outside or like visibly. And I can't remember why I started saying this, but what I was talking about was, sorry, I'm just trying to remind myself, which is negativity spread to you by other people. And I think that a lot of the time we can get so wrapped up in that. Somebody comes up to you and they say, oh, this so-and-so said this thing to me, and, it really, rubbed me the wrong way, or it rubbed somebody else the wrong way, and I feel bad for them, so I want to fight and help liberate them, I guess, in the social circle. And so how can you try and allow yourself to avoid being sucked into this negativity cycle? And I think that a lot of that comes down to, if you want to feel, because there was times in my life where I felt like, when I felt a struggle or a stressful situation, it felt like it was like the only thing, like it felt like it consumed me. And I think that if you want to feel like a lot of life's struggles and problems and stresses or uncomfortable times are less of a big deal, then I think that what you have to do, and it sounds so cliche, which is just be comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that these uncomfortable situations, this negativity, there's going to be people that gossip. There's going to be people that just get worked up and negative and broken down and upset about, every inconvenience they have in their life. And I think that if you want to try and avoid that happening to you in your life, the best thing that you can do is try and make yourself more comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that a lot of that comes down to what we do in our daily practices. I know for myself, when I wake up in the morning, I have to do cardio, whether it's on the spin bike in my living room or going out for a run in the neighborhood. It is the last thing that I want to do the second I wake up. I want to stay in bed and relax. And I know that if I can force myself to go out and, for example, in December and January, like if I can force myself to go out when it's cold outside, or maybe it's rainy, or maybe it's snowy where you live, or maybe there's whatever, I know that when I can force myself through that run and I come home and I'm sweaty and I'm cold and I'm tired and I'm like, my lungs are burning, there's after that, and for the next few hours after that, like, I mean, I went for a run at like 4:45 this morning, and now it's 10:30ish. I'm still feeling like at this point, like, what is the world going to throw at me that's going to suck more than that? Like, that sucked. It fucking sucked. And I think the same thing happens when you encounter, anything that sucks on a regular basis. Like, I think that when you make yourself struggle, whether that's through rigorous exercise, whether that's through fasting, whether that's through having the discipline to do anything difficult, I think that when you can condition your brain and your body to push through times where your mind and your body are telling you've had enough, this is fucking brutal, this is stressful, wouldn't it be nicer to just relax? The more you can force yourself through that and expose yourself to it on a regular basis, the less stressful life's stresses start to feel. And so I'm going to keep this episode a little bit short and sweet because I think that actually is a good place to wrap this up. And I hope you guys are doing well, but that's just kind of my my biggest two reminders for myself and for everybody else that's listening to this or watching this, is to not pay attention to those distractions and not allow yourself to get emotionally invested in problems that don't fucking matter to you, that are happening on the other side of the world. It's a weird situation to put yourself in when you're judging other people's households and judging other people's lives, when your household and your life is a mess as well. And I think that if you want to improve your community, you want to improve your country, you want to improve the world, it starts with improving yourself. And so not to get wrapped up in the distractions of social media and what's going on in politics and all these other things if you're not having your own bases covered first. And so that's the first reminder. The second reminder is there's going to be people that are negative. There's going to be situations that are uncomfortable. There's going to be shit that comes up that you don't want to deal with. And the more you can expose yourself to uncomfortability on a daily basis through physically things that are uncomfortable, things that are mentally uncomfortable, sitting down and meditating, sitting down and reading, sitting down and journaling, sitting down and reflecting on how you actually feel, those things that you don't want to do, the more you can condition your brain and your body to do uncomfortable shit, the less stressful life's stresses will feel. And so on that note, I will check in with you guys on Monday. I hope you're doing well. This year, the Risen Fallen mental health hikes are kicking off. We want to start building some more community. We want to start allowing other people to have a platform where they can start to be leaders in their community and lift other people up as well. And so if that sounds like something you want to get involved in, you want to come and get some movement and improvement, come and join us for a hike in the Vancouver area. Please reach out to me on the Risen Fallen Instagram page at Risen Fallen. Check out the website, check out the merch. I will see you guys on Monday. Much love. Peace out. Happy New Year. Love you all. Bye.